Hey guys, welcome to the Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta, Litter to Glitter, a furniture artist out of Barry, Texas, and spring has sprung in Texas. It's 80-some degrees here today, upper 80s actually. And if you saw my live, my Litter to Glitter page earlier, I got some presents in, gifts from Renee at Two Chatty Chicks for the piece I'm working on for my husband. And what I am doing, I need to make sure that I have enough time to get that prepped because there's something very special we want to do with it. So today, what I am doing is I am going to be working on this preacher's bench. I picked this up at a sale for in a church in Hertford, North Carolina, about 15, 17 years ago, and I never did anything with it. So sanded it down, and we are going to use one of my signature colors, one of my curated color collection, the Bohemian Queen, but we're going to do something a little bit different with it because I don't want this a solid paint. So what I'm going to do is I've got my handy dandy water, my Mr. bottle. See, this is the one that sprays forever because I do want a lot of water on this one. Anne from Indiana's on with us. Thank you, Anne, for joining. Delania is on. Marilyn Bean is on. And so I am going to be using my water bottle with my Bohemian Queen paint, and I am going to be, some areas are going to be a little bit thicker. It's going to have a little bit, so it's going to have a little worn look to it. This is going to be outside. If you saw my video earlier, it goes up against, it's in our courtyard, and we keep it in front of the back of our chimney. And I'll turn you guys around here in just a minute and show you where it's going to live. But I needed to move it out because I have gardening, raised flower beds, and so I needed to get those. Couldn't paint in that area. There wasn't enough room. So what we're going to do is we're just going to, first of all, I like to mist my brush. I want the wind is blowing, and I just blew it right in my face. You're off to a great start, Crysta. Yay! So Delania's here, Anne's here, Marilyn's here. Yay! Okay, so I got my brush, not drippy wet, but just enough to dampen it. And then I'm also going to spray, just, you can see probably where the wood's getting darker. And that is just, and also it's, since it's warm, it's going to take, it's going to dry really fast. So Marilyn says, oh, that's going to look amazing right next to the French country door. And Sue says, yeah, you've been talking about painting that bench forever. I know. But I could never figure out exactly what color I wanted it. I'm glad I didn't do anything to this before we moved because it would probably be back up on the chopping block. And that's what I mean. I just, I couldn't decide. And I've been looking at it. Shorty and I discussed it. And Bohemian Queen won. So I'm laying down some paint over top of the already misted area. And I'll move you guys in just a minute. I wanted you guys to see how big this bench was. And I'm going to spray it down. And I am putting a lot of water on it. And then I'm going to thin it out almost like you would a watercolor. Just add some to it. I'm going to have to scrub in some areas to get it down into the crevices of the wood. I do want wood to show. So, or not really to show, I want the wood grain. Also, Miss Lillian's has wood stain, the water-based wood stains that come in a plethora of colors. I could do this with my wood stains, but I love my paint. And also I wanted to have this kind of stained in some areas, wood to make it look like stained in some areas, but also painted. So it already have that ruggedly worn look as soon as I'm done painting it. So Renee from Two Chatty Chicks is on. She says, I'm a few seconds late. Sue said, this is going to look fabulous. Give me just a second. I'll pull you guys in now that we've ended the video. You can see how big, how long this preacher's bench is. And so I will move you guys in a little bit closer. And you can see, oops, There we go. I really need to stop moving my camera while I'm live. And then here in just a little bit, I will also I'll bring you guys super close in, like super close, like extreme close up. Extreme close up. Anybody else know that movie? Never mind. I'm telling my age right now, and it's all right. I'm continuing to mist my brush because, like I said, I want wet brush. I want wet what I'm painting, and this wood is absolutely soaking it in. Damp brush, damp paint. If I wanted to, I could always mix a little bit of water in my paint, but that's not going to give you a lot of control. And so I love using my mister bottle with this. So I am starting on the back so you guys can see the difference it's going to make using this color. And I'll do the slats. I'm going to go as far as I can in the amount of time I have for on my live. And then I will do probably the slats. I'm going to get the surfaces that you guys can see. It's one of the hard things about painting anything like this, a chair, because if you're painting the seat, unless you have the camera over top of you, you guys can't see what's going on. So we always have to kind of play a little bit with what you guys can see versus what we would want to work on. So, oh yeah, see that wood grain is, some areas it's very, very thin and you can see wood. Others, it's thicker and it's going to look like worn paint. And also, this is going to be in my backyard. This is our grilling area. It's where I have my raised garden beds. And so this area, this piece of furniture, this preacher's bench gets a lot of traffic. And so that's why I wanted to give it a worn look, a new look, an updated look, but also a very worn look. I'm not going to get upset if somebody gets on it and they've got keys in their back pocket and it gets scratched. It's what it's built for. So move this down a little bit. See the difference in here? So let me finish the top and then I will bring you guys in and show you up close what I mean. And this is thirsty wood. Like I said, this was in a church in Hertford, North Carolina, and they were having a sale and I bought it there, like I said, 15, 17 years ago. We lived in North Carolina actually probably closer to 20 years now thinking about it, because Austin was about 3 years old and my son Austin turns 23 in 2 days. On Thursday, he turns 23. So yeah, I probably had this bench 20 years. It moved with us all throughout when we were in the military and could never decide what to do with it. Could never decide. Never. So don't be upset about that piece sitting in your basement or your garage for 3 weeks. This piece has been with me almost 20 years and I just decided what I wanted to do with it. So indecision is not a bad thing. Everything happens in its own time. Guys, you know that Miss Lillian's is having an amazing sale right now. It is Red Hot 20. At the checkout, you use that coupon code for Red Hot 20. And you get 20% off through the month of February. And also, they allow Sezzle. If you don't know what Sezzle is, it allows you to pay over time. So you don't have to pull out the credit card. You can wait for your tax return to come in or whatever, and you can pay over time. So you don't want to miss out on that 20% off sale right now. And this is just this old wood. It's soaking it in, and it is gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. I love the way it is going from a painted to a stained, And then I may even come back and hit this with my sander and pre-distress it before anybody else distresses it when they sit on it. So we will see. So, okay, I'm just offloading the paint that's in my brush. It is solid wood. And love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now I'm going to be really, really brave. I'm going to moisten my brush just because I'm going to let it sit there for a minute. So I'm really going to douse my brush. Since it's going to be sitting there, I don't want it to dry out on me since I'm outside. So here we go. Crysta's going to be extra brave. Take you guys out of the tripod. Oh, I'm so brave. So let me get you guys over. And can you see what we're talking about here? Where in some areas it's already drying, it looks stained. Other areas are thinner and it looks painted. And it looks amazing. So this is what I was telling you guys. I'm going to go back and work on that. But I wanted to show you. I need to get further out so you guys can see. This is the courtyard of our house. And right there where the chimney is where that bench is going to live. So that Bohemian Queen is really going to pop. And my raised flower beds. So that's what I meant by I can't paint in that area. I had to pull it out of that area. So we have started today working on the outside of in the courtyard, working on flower beds and planting containers. Now over here is just a little bit thinner than I wanted it, so I can go back. I need to paint the top. So tell me what you think. This is a great way to revamp your pieces of wood furniture, outdoor wood furniture that you might get from a yard sale. Adirondack chairs, the wooden Adirondacks. This is a great technique on those. The wooden Adirondacks. Those are amazing. Renee says, how do you paint in good clothes? Geez. Well, Renee, I'm going to be very, very honest with you. My husband, I get busted every time I buy a new shirt because he'll look at me and go, is that a new shirt? Did you go shopping? And I will go, no, honey. No, I didn't. And then he goes, baby, it doesn't have paint on it. And so yeah, I get busted all the time. Let's see here. Let me get to you some more of the, Red Hot 20 is the coupon code. Thank you for putting that in, Sue. And the heat. That's why I'm actually in the shade. I'm in the shade on the in the courtyard, not painting in the direct sun, not doing that. So I am going to, actually I should have left myself a little bit of an area to get behind it so I can paint the uppers. And for all of you that are wondering, I was a good girl. I did put a painting tarp down. So, y'all won't have to see me on an episode of Cops or anything when Shorty gets home that I painted the courtyard. And so I'm painting the upper and making sure that I'm not, some areas, again, thicker, thinner. And y'all know me, I think one of the reasons I did not paint this thing before is if you follow me, you know that I have an aversion to painting spindles. These are flattened spindles, but still they're spindles. So I really dislike painting spindles, but on this piece, I am willing to take it for the team on this one. So let's see wanting to make sure, because I moved the camera, I wanted to make sure that you guys could see. So I'm going to scooch you down my bench. It's another reason you paint the back first, because you can sit on it to get to everywhere. So And I will have to flip this off camera and get some of the angles and stuff like that. But you guys are getting the idea of this. So we're going to go. I've got a little bit of paint on my brush and hit those. And get into the sides of those spindles down at the bottom. This is one of those things that it's easy to flip. What I mean by that is I can flip it on its side, I can flip it upside down, and it's going to be very easy. Again, I just don't want to flip everything while I'm on the lid because it's a very difficult camera angle. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in. Be glad. We've got an amazing group of such knowledgeable women that will come in, and I always watch the replay to answer your questions. And I want to get enough of this done on the live to where you guys can absolutely see what an amazing transformation just a little bit of paint will do. And also, if you're using this distressed with the watered down, the distressed kind of look that I'm doing on this, more, an 8 ounce is going to be more than enough to paint this big bench. So when you're going to those garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, whatever, and you see them with the wood outdoor furniture, the solid wood, and you're thinking, oh, that is horrific. Think of your favorite color. Think of the colors you want in your yard, and then know that you can pick them up really inexpensively, the older sets, and add your own color to it, customize it, distress it, and it will look amazing. And so when we're off camera, I will move around to the back and get behind the spindles in the back and probably the other side because I'm painting from this area. And so what I'll do is I will switch and make sure I get this side of the spindle as well. Reimagine Services, that is Kathy. She says, beautiful color. This is Bohemian Queen. It is a part of my curated color collection. And had a hard time deciding which color, but I went with Bohemian Queen. I do love this color, especially to give the courtyard a pop of color. I thought it would be absolutely amazing. And when we distress it down to wood in some areas, it will look awesome up against that wood grain from underneath. So give me just a second and I will get to your guys' questions. All of our content creators have a curated collection. You can find them on the Miss Lillian's website. I have my link. If you go to my link and in the search, you can put curated colors, curated collection, and it will take you. You can see everyone's. Also, there was a video released today, a reel that showed everyone's colors, and they are gorgeous. So again, if you wanted the stain, if you wanted to make this look just stain the wood, then you can use the Miss Lillian's, the water-based stains. They come in amazing colors. But like I said, I wanted this to look like it was painted years ago. I didn't want it to sit there and be like, oh, I painted you today. No, I wanted to make it look like that it was painted a long time ago and already have some of that weathered look already. Oh, now that it is drying up top, There we go. There's a couple of areas, especially where the molding at the top is, that I just need to add a little bit and get in to that, which is great because you can just go back, feather it in, and get those areas. Thirsty Wood loves a drink of water. Being that this is water-based paint, it's easy to add water to thin it out to get it to do what you want it to do. So what do you think, guys? Let me get to your comments real quick, and then I will keep going. Linda Mann is watching. Sunflowers would be beautiful painted around your bench. I was actually thinking about doing some wings. My husband and I, we both love wings, crosses, and skulls. And I was thinking about doing some wings on here. I don't want to do skulls, but I was thinking about possibly doing some wings. But I also thought about maybe some daisies, wisteria, take and like a wisteria vine across the top. I thought that would be beautiful. But that is going to be in the future. Anne asked, how is it going to hold up in the weather? Amazing. Miss Lillian's paint, this is soaking into the wood. And so once it, and we're not going to have rain for the next few days. It's going to have time in this heat, and it's going to cure very quickly. So I would not paint it and then leave it out if it was going to rain tomorrow. I want to give it some cure time. But once it's cured, it's gonna weather beautifully. I mean, it's gonna stand up amazing. So that's a great question. Oh, she said planted sunflowers, not in the bench. We have flower beds, not garden beds, but we have flower beds on each side of the where the chimney is, where the bench is going to go. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, my indoor plants are on the other side of those windows. And so I can't plant anything really tall or else it'll block the sun from my house plants. But that doesn't mean that I can't do a container or something off to the side. That's a great idea. So what do you have? Let me ask you guys this question. What do y'all have in your yard in that you would probably think, oh, I'll just throw that away. But now you know that you can use this paint in this manner. What do you have laying around that you can paint and save yourself buying a new set of furniture outside? Has anybody got anything? We have another project that we're just going to have to, get around to eventually. And that is, there is an old tub, a ceramic tub that's just thrown out into the field next to us. So I need to go ask permission from the landowner if I can have that tub. If they let me have that tub, but Shorty and I've already talked about it. What we plan on doing is using the Pro Stick on that ceramic tub, painting it, and then setting it in our front yard sideways. So when you're driving in, it's like you're looking at the bottom of the tub, and then filling it full of flowers, like the flowers are spilling out of the tub. But I haven't gotten the tub. It's one of those things that we've looked at, and we said, oh, I would love to do that with it, but we don't have permission from the landowner yet to go get it. But we've talked about it. Can never catch her home. She's my neighbor. I've yet to meet her. We've lived here 3 months. And I can never catch her home. So, but we'll get there. One of these days it's going to happen. So, all right. Let me get you guys in a little bit more. Get you guys in where it's really dried up in here. And you'll see what I mean about how here it looks more stained and then it goes into painted. And then it kind of goes back into stained a little bit. And so Crysta's not going to be brave. I'm just going to leave it on the tripod and try to move the tripod in. So can you guys see how and what I'm talking about? Love it, love it, love it. So get you guys back again. Guess who's back? Back again. So I'm going to go move to this side. I started actually spraying these 3 at a time. If you noticed back here, I did 3 at a time. Now I'm only doing them 1 at a time because the heat is already, by the time I got to the second one, it was half dry. So, and then when I got to the third one, it was completely dry and I had to spray it again. So I'm not even spraying them, just 1 at a time and then rolling with it. Oh yeah, I gotta hit all the sides of these and then I will get them from the back as well. Oh man, I missed a lot of there, right there. There we go. With any project, you look at it from all different angles and all different sides. And when I get to the back of this, I'm sure that I will find more spots that I missed on these sides. There we go. And scoochie that down. Plastic pots I'd like to paint. Yes, the plastic pots are, and the terracotta pots as well. With the plastic pots, you just use the Pro Stick and you go right at it. It's amazing. Or you can use the mud if you want it texturized. So Linda is a content creator as well. And she does some amazing stuff. You guys got to check her out. If you are a Miss Lillian's retailer, content creator, please put in your business name so people can find you. Tag your business. We all have our own kind of style and our own we have our own style and our own colors, but we work so well as a team. It's like I can call Renee or Kathy or Linda or Chastity and go, hey, got a question. Yeah, what you need? And we bounce ideas off each other. I love it. I love the fact that I watched Renee's live the other night and I learned so much about faux finishing, and she had some great, great tips. The same thing with, I watched, sorry, my brain kind of went boop boop because I was painting the side. I watched Keely the other day and she was using rollers and did an amazing faux finish, looked like crocodile skin on the top of a blend using her colors, her curated colors. And I haven't played with rollers that much, but I'm going to start. That really inspired me to get some rollers and start playing with them. It's absolutely amazing what we pick up from each other. So I encourage you guys to follow all of the creators, and because you never know what tips and tricks you're going to pick up from them, because I'm picking up tips and tricks from them. It's amazing. And I love it. So I'm going to get these last 4 and then we're going to end it. Oh, I can get, oh, there's my sides. Come on. There we go. And like I said, when I get to the back, I will probably be like, oh, I can't believe I missed 90% of that when you look at it from another angle. But for this angle, hey, I think I'm doing pretty good. All right. So just 4 more slats, and then I am going to keep rolling once we get off of here and keep painting until my husband calls me and tell me he's on the way home from work so I can cook dinner. And then probably tonight I will come out here and paint some more. And once I get this done, I will take pictures with close-ups of the differences. And it's just a matter of how much water you use and how often and how much you're thinning your paint as you're going through. If you want something to be more painted, less water, less strokes over top of it. If you want it to look stained, more water, and kind of letting the go with the flow attitude and the freedom. This is something that I call controlled chaos. You kind of let the paint do the work for you, and you allow it to do and move the way that it wants, and it will give you a beautiful, beautiful finish. So we have been planting our seeds to propagate our seeds. Just started those. Quick question, if you guys are planters, if you grow some of your own stuff, even if it's in containers, if you're any type, tell me what you guys had done. Yesterday I did aloe, sunflowers, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, thyme, chives, onion, lavender, and I got some more I have to do today. So, or actually I'm doing it tomorrow because I am painting the rest of the day. So even though, there you go guys, huge difference, huge difference. Are there any retailers in Indiana? Yes, there is. I know for a fact that Seek and Find, which is Tia, she's a retailer. She's in the Indianapolis area. So I do know that there are some. Off the top of my head, I know that Tia is a retailer. So Milo and Picasso, thanks so much for putting in your link. Linda Mann, the Mossy Oak paintbrush. Linda says you've done so much in 3 months. Thank you, hun. We're trying to get this house together. We want to have a housewarming party, but I can't do that if I'm still living out of boxes. So much more to go, but I love it. Two chatty chicks, since Miss Lillian's has some great retailers. Absolutely, we do. Linda says it's beautiful. Stacy says she's going to try to grow loofah this year. Loofah is one of the ones I want to plant as well. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. I will get this, keep painting on it, and I will see you guys back next week. Join Sue Owens and I on Painting with Whiskey and Women on Thursday at let's see here. I go live at 11, so it's noon Eastern, 11 Central Time. And we will both be playing with our Miss Lillian's paint on that. And I will be back on the Miss Lillian's page next Tuesday with you guys and working on the other cabinet since I got all my goodies in. If you want to see what goodies they are, hop on over to my Litter to Glitter page and watch that unboxing. Thank you to Renee from Two Chatty Chicks for sending those. And when you see them, if you like them, reach out to her. She can get those for you. So much love, my guys. Bye, guys.